Welcome to Sacrilegious Discourse.
For this is what the Sovereign Lord says.
Why do you need prophets to tell people who you are and what you want?
If you can justify everything that the God of the Bible has done, then you can justify any of your behavior.
A lot of this mentality is trickling into what is now mainstream right-wing Christianity.
I am capable of empathy greater than this God of the Bible.
This is a Bible that they tell kids. This is the good Lord. This is the good book. He is fantasizing about murder, mass murder.
Head over to sacrilegiousdiscourse.com right now to find out how to leave us a review or support us on Patreon.
Hey there, sinners and saints. It's your favorite Bible-bashing duo from Sacrilegious Discourse, and we need your help.
That's right, folks. We're raising funds for some heavenly equipment and a studio that doesn't sound like it's in the depths of hell.
Our current setup, let's just say it's more apocalypse than audiophile.
So if you want to hear us dissect the Bible without the background noise of demonic squirrels, chip in a few bucks.
We're aiming for $5,000 to upgrade our audio and build a studio worthy of blasphemous banter.
Donate today and help us spread the good word of atheism.
You can find a link right on our homepage, sacrilegiousdiscourse.com. Every dollar counts.
Even if it's from your collection plate. Welcome to Sacrilegious Discourse.
I'm husband.
And I'm wife.
Together, we're reading the Bible for the very first time.
We grew up without religion and wanted to know what all the fuss was about.
Well, what have we learned so far?
That God is a dick, and apparently some people believe in talking donkeys?
We're not trying to pass ourselves off as experts.
Nope, we're just reading the Bible for the first time and giving our first take reaction.
If you'd like to join us in this venture, you might consider starting at episode 1.
Otherwise, jump in wherever you like.
All right, let's go read the Bible.
Yeah, let's get to it. Husband!
Wife!
Do you know what today is?
Well, it's Saturday.
Yeah, so we're doing a Q&A Saturday.
Awesome. What are we Qing and Aing today?
Okay, so we had 3 basic questions.
3?
3.
Just 3.
The gold of Ophir, the fuck is that?
Okay.
Something about rocks with cream, the fuck is that?
Right, yeah.
And then, the fuck did I just read?
I mean, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was how I felt.
Yeah.
So we're talking about that one chapter with all the rocks and gold and the fucking bullshit?
Those are 2 different chapters.
Okay, well,
But
whatever.
yes.
That bullshit.
Yes.
Okay, so we're going to cover that bullshit today.
Mm-hmm.
And, yeah, I guess let's go find out what it is.
In Job chapters 26 through 30.
Oh, yeah, that's what I meant.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let's go do that.
Let us tomato. Okay, so in answering those first 2 questions, I thought we would go through each of the chapters a little bit like I did last time, just to give and that's what that was about.
What were those first 2 questions again?
The gold of Ophir and the rocks with the cream.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
So I'll get to those when I get to those.
Got it.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So in chapter 26, we had Job's rebuke to his friends, his rejection of Bildad's arguments, and his praise for God's majestic power.
Okay.
Okay?
Yep.
And so that chapter basically contains Job's praise to God, emphasizing his belief in the big view of God controlling his world. So he's like, God is awesome and controls everything, although he can't understand how his suffering could possibly be part of God's good plan.
Right.
So it was that whole 2 dueling ideas that he was trying to convey.
Yeah, and he's in for a big surprise if he ever finds out.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. I hope he learns.
Right? Like, wouldn't you be so fucking pissed?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
I really hope he learns what happened.
That's, you know what? It'd be, like, I'd love to see, this is what I want to see. I want to see Job hold his faith the whole way through, and then when he finds out, he's like, dude, fuck you.
Yeah.
The fuck is this shit? You fucking kidding me?
This bullshit.
It was a goddamn bet with the devil?
Like, I still believe in you, obviously, because you clearly allowed this to happen to me.
Right, but I call bullshit, man.
That's not cool. I don't know that I'm going to work. I got to take a day.
Right? Yeah.
Worship
Definitely
you.
need a day.
God is great. God is good. Fuck you. Okay. So moving on. Chapter 27.
Okay.
Okay. Job again insists on his integrity. Remember, we commented on how he thinks he's awesome.
Yeah.
So he resumes his speech with a complaint that God's denial to him, that God's denial to provide him justice has greatly impacted him emotionally. He's like losing his mind.
I mean, yeah, that's fair.
And God has made his life bitter.
Right.
Which makes sense.
Yeah.
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 Because, like, not only did you do these things, which sucks enough, but now I'm being made to feel like I brought it on myself and you're not explaining it to me.
Right.
So that makes it even worse.
Sure.
And, you've left me alone in my greatest hour of need.
But I mean, I have to ask this too. Like, is there some expectation of God explaining things that are happening to people in this time and place?
I have no idea, honestly.
Does God explain things to a lot of people, or is just Job special that way too?
I don't know. I mean, we have no indication that God has ever talked to Job before.
Right.
But Job feels like up until now, he's been a pretty decent guy and been rewarded rightly for it.
Okay.
I mean, that's basically that whole thing where we're like, dude, you're bragging about yourself.
Yeah.
He was bragging about himself, but to convey, I was a good guy and I had all the prizes that come with it.
Right.
And to my knowledge, I've done nothing to change that and yet. So I really think I'm owed an explanation.
Sure. Okay.
So, I mean, it's kind of like how rich people are in their bubble and they don't understand anything. So when their bubble bursts, they're like, excuse you, somebody explain this to me?
Right.
So Job claims a clear conscience, free of reproach, and he is still seeking God to vindicate his integrity and righteousness. So he wants God to confirm, yeah, you are a good guy. This just sucks, and here's the reason why.
Right.
So then in the same chapter, God accuses his friends of being among the wicked by going against him. So he's like, I'm not bad, you're bad.
Job does, right?
Yeah. Job is like, y'all are shitty friends, and if you're accusing me of all this, I'm pretty sure you're the ones that are bad.
Right.
And he states the future of the wicked. He explains where the wicked go, what happens to them. And according to Job, the wicked will eventually be driven out by God, although for a while they seemingly prosper and they'll be swept away without pity.
Right.
But you and I had a hard time with that chapter because it's like, but we all die.
Yeah.
You're saying they'll be swept away, but by that measure, we're all swept away.
Yeah.
So
right.
That was one of the chapters that we were like, I don't think we got the right message. This really didn't sum it up well for me.
Right.
Like,
And really, Judaism is really vague on the whole afterlife thing.
mm-hmm.
Like, we kind of covered that in one of our things we've gone over already.
Yeah.
But, like, they don't have a great idea of what follows exactly. I mean, there is an idea, but it came later, and it's not solidified.
Yeah, the early forms of Judaism did not have a lot of need, I feel like, to know about the afterlife.
Well, I feel like early religions were more functional. Like, worship the rain god or the crop god or whatever.
Functional is a really good way of describing. They were very concerned about surviving the here and now.
Right.
And so the gods that they worshipped had to do with the here and now. Not what is my purpose, and not how was the earth formed and where do we come from, and not where are we going.
You ain't got time for that immortality crap.
Right. The before and after were not important. It was just the day-to-day bullshit.
Yeah.
And it's not until we had more leisure time. So one might say that irrigation and stopping this, what is it called when people like travel instead of remain on a farm? Nomadic, right. When nomadic lifestyles stopped and we started irrigation and heavy farming,
right,
that is when we were bringing the environment to us instead of us going to the environment, and
allow us more time to contemplate our
lives. our role, our purpose, or how did we get here and where are we going.
Right.
So it's just, was it a good thing? I don't know if it was or not, but
I mean, as far as progress goes, we've made a lot of progress, but we're also ruining the planet. So,
and some of us are just as stupid as ever.
Yeah, definitely.
So that's what I mean. Like, we've come so far and yet.
Right.
So in chapter 22, or I'm sorry, 28,
your numbers are not working.
They're not. Like the last 3 chapters, I just like spit out, my mouth just says whatever number it wants. Like, honestly, I'm kind of concerned. Oh. Okay, so chapter 28 is an interlude. Okay, and this is where one of our questions is. It's a poem on wisdom. And remember, we kind of were like, this feels different from the other chapters, and this is a weird one, and it feels very poetic.
This was the Golden Rock one, right? Or
yes,
like
I believe so.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes. I'll get into that in a minute, but yes,
sure.
That was this chapter.
Okay.
And it just like felt out of place.
Yeah.
Guess what?
It was.
That's because it's out of place. Yes. Yes.
Go figure.
So let me talk to you a little bit about the chapter, and then I'm going to get into some of the other stuff. Okay.
Yeah.
So in this weird poem that's just stuck in the middle there, it goes over the achievements of humanity and how human searching cannot find wisdom. Right?
Okay.
We're not going to be able to find it.
Except for that, except for, what's his face?
God. And
well, no, but the one guy that's the wisest of all.
Oh, yeah.
Solomon.
Solomon found it.
Yeah.
He wasn't even looking.
Right?
Yeah. So there was a lot of comparison to mining in that chapter.
Yeah.
And the analogy we were supposed to take away was that mining requires delving deep into the dark places to produce beautiful products from rocks or dust. A principle that can be applied to the search for wisdom that brings hidden things to light.
Okay. I can appreciate that to some degree, but man, they muddled that fucking analogy there.
I mean, I'm not great at interpreting poetry in the first place.
Right.
But that was just beyond my ken.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like when it comes to like deep and Bible, there's a disconnect there. And I mean, I know it's there, but it feels like you have to try real hard to figure out what it is. And I'm like, I wasn't alive 2,000 years ago. I don't know. Right. And I know that's a little bit, whatever.
Well, here's the thing too, with regard to, I'll get into that in a minute. Okay.
Yeah.
Forget what I said.
I forgot it already.
Okay. So the rest of this chapter, it covers humans cannot buy wisdom, and also they do not value it. So not only can't we purchase it, we also have no value for it.
I find that to be very true, actually. Like I mean, obviously you can't buy wisdom. That's not.
It's not a material object.
Right. And I find that when you try to impart wisdom on other people, they are very they don't accept it.
Well, here's the thing, because it's your wisdom. You can't give it away.
Right.
It's not their wisdom. They have to discover it for themselves.
No, I know. And it's that old adage that, you can't change people, like
you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink.
And,
right. Everyone has their own path, and we all have to learn our own way.
Yeah. And you can tell somebody till you're blue in the face what is correct and right and the wisdom that you have about that thing. But until they learn it themselves and decide themselves to do it, they will never do it, never accept it.
Exactly. So, God knows the way to wisdom was the last bit of that chapter.
Yeah, sure. He saw it over there in the distance or whatever.
And he assessed it.
Yeah, he assessed it.
That still annoys me. Fuck you. Okay, so
I just wonder, the way they said that implies that he did not create wisdom.
Right.
Which kind of is an interesting thing to think about insofar as we're talking about the Bible. So
very interesting.
Yeah.
I would like to get into that sometime, but I think that would be harder to quantify as a search.
Right, but I feel like God wanted to take credit for how wise Solomon was because it was, he was God's dude, right?
Right.
But if he didn't create it, then
it didn't
come from him.
Right.
So there's certain aspects about that I find a little bit intriguing if we really delved into it.
I do want us both to keep in mind as we are going through these, though, that it may be an interpretation problem.
No, and that for sure.
It may not have been phrased that way in a different interpretation. So, or translation.
Entirely. I get that entirely. Like that's not I understand. I find, I don't know. It's there's so much that I don't like about what religion has done to our society.
Yes.
That I find it hard not to like
nitpick it.
No,
totally. I totally agree. I just want to make sure that we keep in mind that there is enough to hate on,
right?
That we don't have to be nitpicky.
Sure.
And that seems to be, to me, one of those that it might be more difficult to find because it's just not really a fucking question that matters.
Ultimately, yeah, exactly.
So that I don't mean to poo-poo on your irritation or say your thoughts don't matter. That's not what I mean at all by that.
No, I got you.
Okay.
I got you.
Okay.
There's more immediate things we can cover and more immediate, shitstorms that are in the Bible. So
speaking of which, let's get into the gold of Ophir.
Okay.
What the fuck is gold of Ophir?
No fucking clue.
Okay. So Ophir was mentioned in Genesis chapter 10, which is the Table of Nations. So I don't know if you recall that it had that whole table that told all the different people who they were descended from, the tribes of Israel, et cetera, et cetera.
Right.
So Ophir in Genesis chapter 10 is said to be the name of one of the sons of Joktan.
Okay.
So I don't really remember Joktan that much, but he was one of them guys early on.
One of those guys. Got it.
So that's just a neat little aside.
Yeah.
But let's get into Ophir.
Yeah.
Okay?
Okay.
It's a port or region famous for its wealth. King Solomon received a shipment from Ophir every 3 years.
Oh.
And that was mentioned in 1 Kings chapter 10.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
And I don't remember that it was Ophir, but I do remember that he received a shipment from somewhere.
Right, I remember that as well.
And his shipments consisted of gold, silver, sandalwood, pearls, ivory, apes, and peacocks.
Got it.
You remember that?
Yeah. Well, I don't remember the peacocks and the apes, but I remember the gold and silver.
See, I remember the peacock and the apes because I was like, he is having them animals shipped over there. That is crazy. So it was a city, and it was a very rich city.
Got it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it was mentioned before. We just didn't pick it up because it wasn't described as that.
Right.
Okay. So listen to this. This is so interesting. In 1946, an inscribed pottery shard was found in modern day Tel Aviv, dating to the 8th century BC. And it bears in Paleo Hebrew script the text, Gold of Ophir 2/4 Beth Horon 30 shekels.
Oh, wow.
The find confirms that Ophir was indeed a place from which gold was fucking imported.
Wow.
How about that?
That is really cool, actually.
Okay, I've got an even better one. Ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
In 1976, so this is the year after I was born. So this is in my fucking lifetime. The United States Department of Interior announced that a team formed by the United States Geological Survey, together with experts from Saudi Arabia, believes it has a fairly airtight case that Ma'ad ad-Dahab, or the Cradle of Gold in Saudi Arabia, is the biblical Ophir.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's really neat.
Yeah.
Interesting.
How about that?
Yeah.
It did exist, and it's probably a city in Saudi Arabia referred to as the Cradle of Gold.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah. So I just, that kind of shook me a little.
Yeah.
But there were questions about where the city was located, and they were suggesting various places like Africa, various places like India, but in 1976, they pretty much settled on Saudi Arabia.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So, I wanted to say another thing about this poem.
Okay.
That is just like here randomly.
Yeah.
There's some arguments that the same person that wrote Job, if it was Job himself, did not write this chapter.
Got it. So it's just like an ill-placed thing.
Mm-hmm.
Or not ill-placed, but like a...
Yeah. And it is
They shunted it in there.
Yes. Some people, or some Bibles, I should say, place it at the end of Job, and some say that it's not biblically accurate at all, and they remove it.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
So there's a lot of controversy over this chapter.
Got it.
Which I found very interesting.
Yeah.
And I was not expecting that. But I do like that you and I were like, this chapter is weird.
I mean, it is weird.
And it is.
Right.
So we were on the right track.
Yeah.
We're dum-dums, but we're not complete and utter dum-dums.
Good on us.
Yes.
I guess.
So let's go back to our chapter, though, and finish it out. Chapter 28, we're still on.
Okay.
So only God knows the location and nature of wisdom. And he also makes it known to others. Okay.
Okay.
So, yay. So, further on in the ending of chapter 28, the fear of God and wisdom. The entire refrain of this poem asks the question, where shall wisdom be found? And then the closing statement apparently gives the answer, which is the fear of the Lord. That is wisdom.
Which we called bullshit.
We did call it that. Yeah.
And I still call bullshit. Because that's crap.
No, totally agree. And then just to reiterate, since the tone of Job 28 is calm by comparison to the other ones where he's like in anguish.
Yeah.
And he's like so insulting or just pulling his hair out and ripping his sackcloth or what the fuck ever.
Yeah.
There is debate about whether Job is really the speaker of the whole chapter. And another thing that I didn't write down, but I recall reading is that also the phrasing of it, which this might bore you to tears, but of course, as a writer, I just was like, whoa, that's interesting. A lot of the other chapters had like a third party outside the narrative saying, and Job continued.
Right.
Right at the beginning of the chapter when it went from Job talking in one chapter to Job talking in the next chapter.
Sure.
Right? But this poem does not do that. It just starts in the middle of just nowhere.
The rest of it, yeah.
Yeah. So that's that whole like Grammarly, keeping track of the way you write and keeping it the same from chapter to chapter.
Yeah.
And, when there's a difference, it's not that they fucked up so much as that it probably is out of place.
Right.
So the next part is Job's summing shit up. Okay. And that actually goes from chapter 29 all the way through chapter 31, which we haven't read yet.
Okay. All right. Yep.
But in chapter 29, this whole part is framed by Job's longing for a restored relationship with God.
Yeah.
So again, he's like so back and forth. He's like, this sucks. God sucks. I demand an answer. Oh, you're awesome though. It's so wish-washy. It's giving me fucking whiplash,
Yeah.
So the first part of chapter 29, right? He's going over his former blessings, and it's a description of Job's relationship with God and his family and personal circumstances prior to all this happening.
Okay.
And it's his friendship with God that Job desperately misses.
Right.
Okay. So in that bit, that's when we talk about the rock poured out cream.
Yeah.
So that was just like...
I thought the rock poured out olive oil.
No, there was cream.
Yeah, the streets were covered in cream, and then the rocks poured out olive oil.
Yeah, you're right. I'm sorry. The whole thing was just like this badly phrased metaphor that we missed. Okay.
Yeah.
Because what it was referring to, and we even mentioned this at the time, the olive trees that thrived in rocky soil, the oil presses were cut into the rock.
Okay.
So there was oil literally on the rocks.
Got it.
He was able to walk through his fields and there was oil on the rocks because he was so rich. He had so many olive trees that,
they were all covered in oil that they cut. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So he's like, the rocks veritably pour out oil.
Right.
Like not actually literally, metaphorically.
Right. I got it.
And the same with the cream. There were other words mentioned. It might have been curdles or it might have been not curdles, curds or something else. It basically was saying that he had a lot of fucking goats and shit.
So he had milk.
And yeah, so he was rich. He had all of these things.
Right.
That he had so much of that it was just raining from the skies, metaphorically.
Got it.
Okay.
Got it. Yeah.
So that clears that up and that's a lot less impressive, I guess.
Right.
It's less fun.
Definitely, yeah.
I wanted to make fun of
But at
them.
least we know now.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So
it was just more poetic tomfoolery.
Right.
So the rest of chapter 29 goes over Job's former honor, the description of his place in the community. Remember, he's telling us how awesome he was.
Yeah, and how shitty other people were.
Yeah. And how he used to administer justice and gave a description of him actively working towards that for people who were bereft or downtrodden.
Yeah, as he was also calling those people shitty.
He's like, remember all of those disgusting, ugly, shitty people
right?
that I helped?
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't think you just said what you meant to say.
I just can't leave that part alone. Like, I'm sorry, but...
As we like to say nowadays, you said the quiet part out loud, my good sir.
Right?
Yeah. So it goes from there to his expectation of ongoing peace. Like he just assumed that his good life was going to last forever because he's like,
I'm not doing anything wrong, right? Yeah.
Even though I hate these people, they suck. I'm helping them nonetheless. I'm doing everything I'm supposed to do.
Right.
I'm apologizing for all the bads that my children do.
Right.
At their fucking drunk fest parties.
Sure.
That I'm assuming, they're having.
Yeah.
So that chapter closes then with Job's prominence as a respected leader in the community.
Right.
Okay.
Yep.
So he's just like, I had it all. And then chapter 30, we go into Job's present suffering. Okay.
Yeah.
And chapter 30 describes Job's suffering after his world was turned upside down, in stark contrast with chapter 29, where he was on top of the world.
Right.
From enjoying the respect of the most respectable to undergoing the contempt of the most contemptible.
Yeah.
And remember, he was talking about some people that he compared them to dogs, that he wouldn't even he wouldn't even let those people sleep with his dogs.
Right.
Because they were that
No,
lowly.
it was really fucking bad.
It was very bad. So again, I think we both agree he's not as great as he thinks he is.
No, I don't think he is.
And so then the chapter starts with how Job would have viewed his mockers and the attacks of his enemies. And the attacks of his mockers are depicted as overwhelming in their severity and persistence.
So
he's like, everybody's mean to me and this isn't fair because prior to this, they were all shit and now they're shitting on me. Like I'm shit and I'm not shit, they're shit.
Right, right.
So God is causing his present sufferings and Job goes to accuse God and he withdraws into despair. Okay.
Yeah.
And Job reiterates his conviction that God is in total control of his life. So he complains that he was not given mercy by God. And Job hopes for restoration, but seems to face disaster. So he can only see bleak pictures of his future life. The end.
Got it.
Okay. And that's where we finished off.
Yeah.
So we talked about the cream. We talked about Ophir, the city of gold.
Right.
And we summarized that one of the chapters felt weird, and we learned about what all the chapters meant.
Yeah, yeah.
So
well, at least we had some stuff to talk about this week.
Yeah,
we've been running short on that lately. So
when it's straightforward, it's hard to come up with a question.
Yeah.
But this time we had some actual, the fuck is that? And the fuck did I just read? And
right.
the fuck are those?
Yep.
So that was fun.
Yeah, no, it was. I like it.
Mm-hmm.
So that was good. All right, so that was our Q&A for today.
Yes, it was.
And we will be back tomorrow with...
Sacrilegious Book Club.
And what are we going over on that one? Is it going to be the folklore?
Well, yeah.
I'm just making sure. Because we said a while back we'd bounce back and forth occasionally to the Asimov one. So I just,
I'm not ready to go back to Asimov yet. I'm still mad at him.
Okay, all right.
We might...
But we're going to go back at some point, though, right?
Oh, yeah. Like, I keep saying, don't throw out the baby.
We just had somebody reach out to us and say, hey, I'm following along with the Asimov thing.
Yeah. So we should get back to that. Don't throw out the baby with the bathwater. I know.
Right.
We will get back to Asimov. I'm
okay.
just not there yet.
All right.
Let me get to a better stopping point in this Jewish folklore.
Okay.
Right. So that's what we're reading tomorrow.
Yep. And then I'll get out our weekly replay tomorrow. And then we'll be back on Monday with...
Job chapter 31.
All right. We'll see you guys then.
Yep. Bye.
Hey, wife, I guess that's the end?
But husband, that's just sad.
It doesn't have to be. We are on lots of social media platforms like Twitter. Our handle there is sacrilegious_D.
For D's nuts.
Oh my God. Stop doing that. Anyway, we're also on Facebook, Instagram, and Pinterest. There's a link to all of our social media sites at our website.
Ooh, we have a website?
Yeah, it's sacrilegiousdiscourse.com, where you can also find a link to our merch shop.
We have a merch shop?
Yep, we have podcast-themed clothing, mugs, notebooks, and more, as well as an atheist and science-themed products.
Wow, our fans should really go check that out right now.
Definitely. They can get in touch with us by sending an email to sacrilegiousdiscourse@gmail.com. But before they do that, we could really use some help.
Oh yeah? With what?
Well, it's not free running the podcast, and we need some financial support in order to get better equipment, which will free up time so we can concentrate on our podcast and our fans.
Okay, so what should they do?
Head over to patreon.com/sacrilegiousdiscourse and sign up as a contributor on our podcast. Supporters there receive additional bi-weekly episodes that we record just for our Patreon members for as little as $2 a month.
Also, we'd really appreciate it if you would like and subscribe on whatever platform you're using.
And Apple Podcast reviews help us out tremendously.
Like and subscribe, leave an Apple review, join us on Twitter, support us on Patreon. That's a lot of instructions. Don't forget to say thanks.
Thanks.
Okay, bye.
Hey wife, I guess that's the end?
But husband, that's just sad.
It doesn't have to be. We are on lots of social media platforms like Twitter. Our handle there is sacrilegious_D.
For D's nuts.
Oh my God. Stop doing that. Anyway, we're also on Facebook, Instagram, and Pinterest. There's a link to all of our social media sites at our website.
Ooh, we have a website?
Yeah, it's sacrilegiousdiscourse.com, where you can also find a link to our merch shop.
We have a merch shop?
Yep, we have podcast-themed clothing, mugs, notebooks, and more, as well as an atheist and science-themed products.
Wow, our fans should really go check that out right now.
Definitely. They can get in touch with us by sending an email to sacrilegiousdiscourse@gmail.com. But before they do that, we could really use some help.
Oh yeah? With what?
Well, it's not free running the podcast, and we need some financial support in order to get better equipment, which will free up time so we can concentrate on our podcast and our fans.
Okay, so what should they do?
Head over to patreon.com/sacrilegiousdiscourse and sign up as a contributor on our podcast. Supporters there receive additional bi-weekly episodes that we record just for our Patreon members for as little as $2 a month.
Also, we'd really appreciate it if you would like and subscribe on whatever platform you're using.
And Apple Podcast reviews help us out tremendously.
Like and subscribe, leave an Apple review, join us on Twitter, support us on Patreon. That's a lot of instructions. Don't forget to say thanks.
Thanks.
Okay, bye.